Welcome back to another episode of the GPS Podcast. The GPS Podcast where
you grow your passion into success.
And we give you the roadmap to success.
That's right. We draw the map.
Okay, I draw the map. I don't know what she does. I'm not quite sure. But welcome back to another episode. We just getting started. We just ready to give y'all some good game this week. Tell me about your week before we get started, though.
What's today?
Today's Sunday.
Yesterday, I did not leave the house. And then the day before that, I was working. And then the day before that, I was working. Just worked all week, brother.
You didn't leave the house. That's that good entrepreneurship talk. You didn't leave the house at all?
Not at all.
Dang. So, while I was working hard...
But I did work from home. I was looking at some investments that we're going to be making here pretty soon.
Oh, so that's work for you, is making investments.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I had this idea in mind for this episode that I want to talk about, which is basically entrepreneurs that talk too much.
Entrepreneurs are people.
People in general. It doesn't have to be entrepreneurs. It can apply to anybody. Sometimes you have a good thing going and you can talk yourself out of a good thing.
For example,
now I'm not going to say no names because people that see this podcast probably know us. And I don't want to offend nobody. But here's the thing. We put out that we were looking for a specific service. And we're like, hey, does anybody know anybody with this service? We're trying to put on entrepreneurs, trying to find some young black entrepreneurs that are maybe just getting started or they're looking for good clientele. They want a good review.
Why they got to be young, though?
They don't got to be. I'm saying young, in their business. If you already established and you got, whatever.
Looking for some baby entrepreneurs.
Yeah, young in their entrepreneurship. So I'm like, yo, we'll put you on. Don't even, we looking for somebody to put on, full time. Mm-hmm. We're looking for somebody for this service full time. We got you. We pay up front. Everything you need we're taken care of. And so there were some people that responded. And how do you think the responses went for the most part?
Initially, they were fine. People were like, hey, I'm interested. Hey, I'm interested. Hey, I'm interested. It was fine. The issue for me, I don't know about for you, but the issue for me came in when we were looking for a price. And it's kind of hard to not say what we were looking for without saying it. So I'm just going to say
if you want to say it.
So we're looking for a cleaning service to help with to clean in our home. And so we gave specific, okay, we want you to clean the bathrooms, clean the kitchen, and then once a week, do a deep clean, just clean the whole house. How much is that going to cost? And people just kind of talked. We did. That was 3 months ago at this point.
Probably something like that.
We haven't hired anybody. We had 4 or 5 people. Hey, I'm interested. We even had a few people give us a price of. I think one lady gave us an hourly rate or something like that. I was like, okay, cool. So, how long will it take you to clean? This room, this room, this room, and this room. And she's like, okay, what's the square footage of the house? I was like, well, I only want you to clean these 3 or 4 rooms. So does it matter how big the whole house is, or do you just want to know the size of these rooms you're going to be cleaning? It was just a lot. I just wanted to know how much. And then she stopped responding, but I just wanted to know how much it was going to cost, and it just kept dragging on and on and on and on. And I was just like, okay, I'll just have my children do it.
There's another part. There's another downside to it too, which is we put this offer out. We need somebody that fulfills this service, and we don't want to be the type of people that we don't practice what we preach. So if we tell people let's practice group economics, we're looking to practice group economics. So of course we go to our people. We say we want to get this in, and one of the problems that we ran into was that we actually did choose a person. It's not that everybody just talked themselves out of the blessing. We actually chose somebody.
She stopped responding.
She just didn't respond. So
but she was. I think she was the one that asked how big the house was or how the square.
No, she was just saying she was new. And that's the thing. Wait a second.
There was so many questions. It was just oh my god.
Just pull up. I got you. Even if here's the thing, I'm as an entrepreneur, I'm respectful of how people run their business. Mm-hmm. So if you say I got all these different prerequisite questions
then let me know
let me know that up front. But you're asking questions as I ask questions.
Right.
which leads me to believe either you've never done this before or you didn't plan this out. Like, this is all freestyle. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yo, okay.
Maybe it doesn't work like that though. Maybe for a cleaning service, it's not, you know, a la carte where you're like, okay, every kitchen is I'm gonna charge you $50. But then again, we asked those questions up front because one of the first questions I asked. No, actually, you know what? We didn't. So we didn't ask for the price initially. We asked if somebody do it, and then we gave them what we wanted, and then we asked them how much is that gonna cost. That's what it was. So initially, it was like, I think you reached out on social media, and then you was like, really, I don't really know what we want. So you asked me to respond in your message.
They DM me.
And I put that, I copy and pasted that same message. You know, how are you? We appreciate your time. We want you to clean X, Y, and Z 3 days or once a week, and then we want you to clean this every 4 weeks. How much is that going to cost?
Right.
And then it was a gang of questions that came from that. But we were pretty straightforward. That's exactly what we wanted. At least I know, because I knew what I wanted. Like, I just want you to come in. I have 2 teenagers, so they'll, you know, Monday through Saturday, they'll do the main portion of it. But I just want you to come in on Sundays and just kind of tidy up behind them. And
I'm going to tell you what messed it up, too.
That was one question about how big our house was. I was like, what difference does it make? You cleaning the kitchen and 2 bathrooms. Like,
true. Like, I mean, I don't know the square footage of my house offhand, but so do you want like the basement? Do you want the second floor? Do you want the bedrooms? Like, we just want you to clean this one room specifically. Like, do you want me to send you a picture of the room so you can see what it looks like? Like, what is it?
She didn't. The one that asked how the square footage of our home, she didn't ask for the rooms that we wanted her to clean. She asked for the whole square footage of the house. I'm like, I don't know.
So here's
and then I think I asked her, like, what difference does it make? If you're cleaning 3 rooms, why does it matter how big the rest of the house is?
True. Here's part of the problem. The cleaning lady we had before from her service, off the chain. She, like, when Melissa was cleaning, Melissa would come in and get to work. And Melissa, it wasn't a whole bunch. It was like, yo, this is what I do, this is how I do it, and this is the service I'm giving you. And then she came in, so she left with a high standard. So the standard was already high. So it's like, yo, you gotta match the standard of our last cleaning lady. If you don't match the standard of her, then it's kind of hard to choose you. And then the lady we did choose, she just stopped responding. Here's the thing. You could have, when Melissa was cleaning for us, we put her on with other people. One sister's a doctor, so you know you're getting paid well. She's a doctor. She's asking you to clean her home and her business. Like, there's part of networking, and part of the blessing in networking is like you meet somebody that can put you on with other people that can bring you blessings in your life, more money, more impact, more friends. But you don't even respond. Like, the girl who was supposed to come was like, yo, I gotta go out of town. Can I start the next Sunday?
No, she wanted to start like 2 weeks later.
Whatever it was, she just disappeared though. She never popped up. True. So, but for our list, for our viewers, I'm gonna put this in terms that's simplified.
Okay, because I was gonna say, how does that relate to talking too much?
Because talking too much, all right. Imagine for the fellas out there. Don't touch my hand. For the fellas out there, right? Imagine it's this cute girl. You always gotta take it to relationships because people understand relationship talk.
And what if it's not any fellas listening?
Yeah, I mean, you could talk for the ladies. I'm just saying with the fellas, you feel?
Right.
So, fellas, it's this cute. She fly. She decent. You like, yo, okay. You go to talk to her. Let me get your name. Walk the damn. Ask her like how I got her name in it. You feel me? So
can we not go there?
I'm just saying, right? So boom. So you talking to her. You running that G, and she like, yo, here's my number. You know, mess around, call me. But and then like you don't leave it at that though. Like sometimes you can take it too far. You can mess up a good thing. You start saying a bunch of weird stuff. Like I don't know. Like it's just you come with like weirdo energy. Like she's like, cool, call me. She's like, I gotta go because you know I gotta do such and such. Mm-hmm. Then before she go, you turn around. You like, hey, babe. She's like, babe. You like, I love you. She's like, yo, I just met you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't know you. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So you're like, yo, you know what? Lose my number. Like that's weird. Like why are you calling her babe? You just met her. You tell her I love you. That's weirdo energy. Like don't do that.
Maybe
so
you think that's cute though.
Nah. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you as a guy, if a girl come to me, or maybe not now since I'm married. Right. Yeah, maybe not now since I'm married, right? I'm just saying. No. But girl comes to me, she's like, yo, let me get your number. She running that game on me. And I'm like, all right, boom, I'm with it. We talking. The next thing I know, she come out, she like, oh yeah, babe. She's like, I'm gonna have your baby or something. Like, yo, hold on. My baby? You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm gonna get all that child support. That's not the energy that I'm trying to feel. Like
that's not talking too much though. That's
That's talking too much. I mean, like if she got to the point where she got the number,
that's not a. So I think the point of the podcast, at least this episode, I should say, is people that talk too much. Not there's a difference between talking too much and just being completely weird, like just saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying sometimes. Here's the thing: you could be weird and not talk too much.
Because she could stop you and say something like, "Hey, baby," you know.
Why she calling me baby? Like I just mentioned.
Okay, what? Okay, maybe she doesn't call you baby, but however, I don't know. I can't get into the running game mode right now. It's kind of difficult to do that at this very moment. But nonetheless, she could say something really charming, and just because she actually said more words doesn't mean she's talking too much. Maybe she could say something to catch you, like she say something about entrepreneurship, or she say something about battle rap. You know, she say something that touches you right here. You feel me? Right? So maybe she say something about anything that you enjoy.
Right.
Now she's not talking too much. The conversation is continuing to go on.
Okay.
And she's keeping your interest. So it's not a matter of what you're describing is people who just.
What, weirdos?
Yeah, like
okay. Let me give you a better example.
Saying something that
let me give you a better example.
Not saying something at the right time, being very socially awkward. It's not the same.
Let me give you a better example. I went for a job. I ain't gonna say which job, but I went for a job interview. They told me in a job interview, "Hey, we need from you complete honesty." It's like, as long as you're honest, and they were like, "We're gonna find out anyway because we do deep background research." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So they're like, "We need your honesty." All right. So they asked me questions like, "How were you in school?" I wasn't the best student, but I'm here. Like I made it. I'm here. They're like, "All right." And then it was like, "Yo, did you ever get like suspended or get in trouble?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got suspended."
Yeah, we all.
Then I just let them know the truth. Like, "Yo, listen, I was suspended every year from kindergarten till my sophomore year of high school. No, and then junior year I got expelled, and then senior year. But senior year I didn't get suspended or expelled. So yeah, I got suspended, but I grew up. I'm a changed man now. Things are differently." They was like, "Man, thank you. We love your honesty. We've never had somebody as honest as you before. We appreciate everything that you gave us. But guess what? We're going to go in a different direction. And this job, we just don't think you're a good fit for this job."
I agree.
I talk too much. Let me tell you, I went and applied for the same job a second time. The person that I talked to was the exact same person. They didn't recognize me, but I recognized them. A year later, I applied for the same job. It was like, "Be honest with us. Tell us everything." I was like, "How was you in school?" I was like, "I was a great student." And I left it at that. And guess what happened?
You got the job.
$50,000. You see what I'm saying? $50,000 job.
That's a great example of talking too much. Because they didn't specifically ask you, how many times have you been suspended in school? They just asked how good of a student you were. "I was a great student." Or, "I was a great student, but blah, blah, blah." That's a good example.
Great example.
Now, you're relating to the actual episode of the podcast.
I'm just saying.
You was being really creepy. Like, "Why are you calling me babe? I just gave you my number." Like, maybe.
I didn't call you babe. Wait, what? What you talking about?
No, I'm just saying. That's what you did.
I'm just saying though, like I was trying to give an example that I know
what you said, like 5 minutes.
That I know viewers can relate to of like talking too much. Like sometimes people talk too much. Like you talk yourself out. Like, or think about like not even a job setting, not even in a setting of like we need this service. Mm-hmm. You meet somebody and y'all vibing, and it don't gotta be like relationship wise.
Please don't kill my vibe like that.
No, not that.
Okay, my bad.
Because they're gonna kill the vibe in a second. But y'all just talking, just regular conversation. "Hey, what you do?" "Oh, I do
not
this,
irregular conversation, just regular conversation.
Just regular, everyday, just whatever.
Right.
Boom. "What you do?" "Oh, this is what I do. This is what I do." Cool. And this conversation is going smooth. Mm-hmm. And then they just start talking about stuff though that kind of like is like, "Yo, maybe this isn't the person that I wanna do business with, or I wanna like build a relationship with." Like it happens. Like people, it's not necessarily weirdo energy, but like I don't know. Like you can talk yourself out of so many things. And sometimes, I mean, it's hard to say what the limit is.
My daughter does that a lot.
She does.
Samaya's a great example.
If she was here. She was downstairs right now. I would bring her to the camera.
She would probably, we wouldn't even have to tell her what we're doing, but we could run this experiment on her, and she would like talk herself out of whatever it is that we bring her down here for.
Anything. She just like
very intelligent, but she just talks.
Like you, like it's like when somebody like you got it, and then you just keep talking. Yeah, imagine you're in court. You're at court. And they're trying to prosecute you, and like you tell this story, and you get the whole courtroom, and they like sobbing. They like, "Oh man, we really feel them. That's the reason you committed the triple homicide at the baby nursery." You know what I'm saying? Like we understand why you took those toddlers out, right?
No,
everybody's feeling you.
Not cool, bro.
Not cool.
No,
I'm just giving an extreme example.
So let's use an extreme example.
But hold on, let me finish though.
Black man.
No, let me finish though. Like, okay, your nickname on the street is triple homicide, baby death. Like you're known for doing drive-bys on nurseries. That's what you're known for, right?
I'm
Boom.
guessing these are a bunch of like roses and dandelions and that type of nursery.
No, this is like this. Yo, this is straight out the streets. You hear me? Like this is is what they be rapping about. You feel me?
Or SK.
I don't know how to spell it. I ain't get to that part of class yet. But okay, you in court. Everybody hears your story.
Why not be in court?
Not you in particular. That's whoever's listening. You're in court. You give this sob story. Everybody's now vibing with you. Like now we completely understand why it is that you think it's okay to do drive-bys on nurseries and fight with toddlers, right? Mm-hmm. And then while everybody's like crying and sobbing, like the judge stands up, they give you the
slow clap.
They give you like it's all everything like in the movies. Mm-hmm. And then right, you're about to be innocent, but then you take it one step further. And I'm glad I did it. And if I catch any toddlers on these streets, it's going down, son. You feel me? Not son, shun. S-H-U-N. Now you're guilty again. You see what I'm saying? Like you talk too much. Like you had it. You could have been back on the streets fighting with toddlers in no time, but instead, now you're locked up because you talk too much.
So, as an entrepreneur, what kind of things can I do? Because there's no book. Well, there are books on entrepreneurship, but there's no real like book out there that says when do you talk too much and when not to talk too much. Like what's the solution?
I don't know if I can't give something directly, but I can't say this indirectly. Indirectly, I can say if you have a goal in mind, once you achieve the goal, like you've achieved the goal. You don't have to try to overachieve the goal and then take the chance of messing up the goal you're trying to achieve. Like, let's say I'm trying to...
What if you don't even recognize that you've achieved the goal, though, is my point.
I mean...
Like, how do you get to that point where you realize that, wait, if I say more or this is going to be talking too much versus going back to the example earlier, I'm just running that good game versus this is talk. Like, how do you know the difference?
I mean, it's one of those things you kind of got to fill it out, like what the vibe is. But, like, if you're vibing with somebody, y'all... Like, if you know when the energy is right. You know when like y'all both vibing, the energy's right.
Do you know?
I mean, you think you do. Here's the thing: maybe it's possible that maybe the energy wasn't right and you just thought it was right. That happens. Where like you think a person's feeling you and the whole time they're not.
You feel me? Like kind of like
when we was at the store the other day with the dude who wouldn't laugh. When we was at T-Mobile.
Oh, the dude from T-Mobile.
Yeah, I was like cracking jokes and he was looking like lame.
He had no personality whatsoever.
He just didn't laugh at nothing. I'm like,
he wasn't normal though. Like
yeah.
T-Mobile.
He came off with the what's that Norman Bates type of vibes? Like, yo, what do you do in your spare time?
Bates, he just very like
nah, he gave me a different type of energy. I was like, yo, what do you do for fun?
He was cool. He just didn't laugh.
He reminded me of like Prince from Dave Chappelle. Like, does anybody want pancakes? That's the energy he had.
That's not the energy.
You want pancakes with your cell phone? I'm like, nah, fam, we just want the new iPhones. We out of here. We good. Like, but I've cooked you pancakes. Eat them. Like, that's how he came off. Like, very...
He didn't come off that way to me. He just came off like he wasn't... Like, you can be very charming. I'll give it to you.
True.
Right?
I'll be running that G. That's true.
But apparently, some people are immune to it, unfortunately.
True. Not you.
I fell for it.
Yeah, you fell for it a long time ago.
I'm not immune to it. But some people are immune to it. He just came off as somebody that's immune to your charm.
Okay. All right. I mean...
It's funny because he wasn't feeling you. He was Norman Bates to you, but like everybody gotta like you, dude. Like,
listen, I'm from the Les Brown school. Everybody's opinion of you is none of your other people's opinion of you is none of your business. But the right person's opinion of you is everything. That's another episode. But I'm just saying, like, I don't have to be liked by everybody, but in like when you're in low stress situations, I'm the type of person I like to have fun. I like to relax, crack jokes, crack a lot of jokes. Mm-hmm. Like, entrepreneurship ain't fun if you ain't cracking jokes. Like, you gotta have fun doing it, you know? Entrepreneurship allowed us to be able to go to T-Mobile, like, yo, we want some new iPhones. And then they told us the price, and we're like, you know what? It's gotta be something more than entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we gotta pay how much for these phones?
If you want the Max Pro 512 gigabytes, like, you gotta have the biggest, most gigabyte phone on the planet.
First of all, let me give this, I know it's kind of off topic from you talk too much, which is going to be me talking too much. But let me give this segue into my life story, okay? I'm not flashy because I want to be. I'm flashy because I grew up having Pro Wings and XJ900s. And listen, if any viewers watching that's my age or, 30s, I'm 40.
You proud of that?
I'm proud of it. Like, first of all, black man making it to 18 is the celebration.
Right.
You hear me? My mama said if you make it to 18, we won. I've made it to 18 twice, I think. 10, 36. Yeah. Right? That's 2 celebrations. You did?
Yes.
So anyway, my point is that I grew up poor. I'm going to put something out here for y'all. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Me and my brothers, this was normal for us. We grew up eating applesauce and cheese sandwiches. My wife over here says that we were poor.
I asked you not to say that in public.
Listen, applesauce and cheese or jelly and cheese sandwiches.
Oh my God.
First of all, them things is fire.
So
Do not knock it until you try it, okay?
Embarrassing right now.
Jelly and cheese is fire.
No, it's not.
A jelly and cheese sandwich?
You talk too much right now.
Listen, y'all.
Telling everybody your business.
The reason,
that's not cool.
Listen, the
Hey,
reason.
man, I want people to think that I had
You know what I'm
high
saying?
standards when I went into this thing. No,
Listen.
I settled for jelly and cheese.
I wasn't still eating jelly and cheese when was I? Well, listen, I've
You
experienced.
still eat cheese with cookies?
Who doesn't eat cheese with cookies?
Please.
Is it a thing out there? Does anybody not eat cheese
No,
with cookies?
I want the viewership,
Yeah,
man, friends,
yeah.
to blast you
Me.
for eating Chips Ahoy with what kind of cheese is it? Cheddar?
Like sliced cheese,
Like a slice of
like the sliced cheese that
Velveeta or
comes in the package. You take it out the sliced
packaged cheese,
Yeah.
sandwich cheese.
It ain't government cheese.
No,
That cheese is a come up. Listen, part of entrepreneurship is
nobody
gratitude.
else does that.
Part of entrepreneurship is gratitude,
talking to
Shonda. And gratitude is when you go from block government cheese to sliced cheese. That's a come up.
Right.
Anyway, I'm trying to say I'm not necessarily flashy, but I'm still trying to live out my childhood. Like I just posted on Facebook the other day, and not talking too much, but I posted on Facebook. I was like, "Yo, I remember one of the big homies, Vince. He used to come to school. He was fly every day. Nike fits, Jordans on. He was fly. And then there was me and my Pro Wings. And if you ever wore Pro Rings before, you know the moment you leave the store, the dude who sold you the Pro Rings roast you at the counter. Like you buy the Pro Rings, he like, you finna put those on, fam? You like, yeah. My cousin told me she got Pro Wings when she was younger. Her friends told her at the bus stop, like, do fries go with those wings? I never laughed so hard.
That's not funny.
She said it made her want to run home and cry. If you never been through the Pro Ring
that's a
struggle,
whole nother episode. Because if for whatever reason the newest NFL, NBA man person
right.
wore Pro Wings, they will be hot.
Nah, listen, Pro Wings, I just pulled up the commercial from Payless. First of all, it doesn't matter what they put in Payless, okay? It's like Shaq. Shaq was the hottest person. You could go to Walmart and get the Shaqs. And ask anybody.
But Shaq didn't become unpopular until after he retired. Like
No.
For
When
decades.
Shaq was signed to Reebok, people wore his shoes. When Shaq went to Walmart, who you know that went to Walmart and got Shaqs? It was like, yo, I got the new Shaqs on.
There was no shoe called Shaq.
Yes,
though.
there was.
He was always at Reebok.
No, he was not. The Shaqs came out. He only had like 2 shoes on Reebok. Then he was like, yo, he didn't like the fact that children couldn't afford his shoes. So he went and did the Shaqs deal with Walmart. So Shaqs have been at Walmart since he was in the league.
Well,
It had him dunking on the rim. Fam, first of all, you don't even know it because you never wore no Shaqs.
Jordans, you right.
Exactly.
Sorry.
I couldn't afford Jordans.
I can afford the name brand, buddy.
I couldn't afford Jordans. I never had the Shaqs. But do you know what XJ900s are?
No, I don't.
You see, only my poverty viewers that know what XJ900s are. My stuff got a scientific name. It don't matter. Somebody was getting it.
I was getting it. I had a J.O. business.
No, I never had
13.
I never had a JOB. I did. In another episode, I'll talk about my entrepreneurship.
I was an entrepreneur when I was like 14, when I was doing the thing with the Nike.
I was an entrepreneur around that same age, but we'll talk about that in another episode.
Entrepreneur, my brother.
I was Here's the thing: what's legal and illegal? There's such a fine blurred line.
Go
You know
ahead,
what
keep
I'm saying?
talking. I want you to talk too much.
You want me to talk too much?
Yeah,
Like, think about Jay-Z. Jay-Z said now he made his hustle legal. But back in the day, what Jay-Z was selling wasn't not the crack part. That's still illegal. You can't sell crack. But marijuana, they got marijuana dispensaries all around here now.
Sure.
So it's legal now. All I'm saying is I didn't have that opportunity. And so since I had that opportunity, what I had was some shoes that sound like they came out of a science lab. The XJ900s. It sounds like a science experiment.
Bro, them sound dope though. Them sound like you about to do something.
Can you not tell our
really
viewers?
cool,
Our viewers are gonna listen. Okay.
Do something.
Do you know the reason I knew how I grew up roasting people is because I had to understand that if I couldn't roast back, my feelings would be hurt every day. Pro Wings, XJ900s, Shaqs, Our daughter grew up thinking that the Spider-Mans were normal. Okay? She thought that the doors was fly. She's like, yo, where your doors at? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we coming to the end of this episode. Hopefully, you found some humor, but hopefully you also found out that as an entrepreneur, just gauge your conversation. Just be mindful of the things you say, the person you're talking to. And if there's a goal, what the goal you're trying to reach is. Like if you're trying to get a goal and you want to sign a deal with somebody, or you're trying to get somebody to, you know, co-sign you, or you want to work with somebody, once you got it, you got it. You don't got to like overdo it or over push it, because you can push somebody away if you're too forceful. What you think?
I agree. Don't talk too much.
Don't talk too much. So that's the lesson of the day.
You see how I did that? How I just said don't talk too much and I stopped? I did that on purpose.
Oh, you did that on purpose?
That was a double entendre. Don't talk too much and I didn't talk too much.
Oh,
but then afterwards I started talking too much because I had to explain that I didn't talk too much. You're
going to be the next Remy Ma out here.
The next Remy Ma? I don't understand.
No, you wouldn't understand, trust me.
Explain it to me. Do we have time for you to explain?
No, we don't have time. We don't have time to explain. She don't know who Remy Ma is, y'all.
I know who Remy Ma is. I just don't understand what you just, like, I don't get
doubling time, like doubling time is what rappers use. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I understand that.
So,
because I'm a rapper and I have bars. That's why I just said that.
All right, we got to end this episode, y'all, because it's going way left. I'm not sure what's happening right now. But
we having bars is going left?
Yes, y'all. Trust me. Don't get her started. Please don't get her started.
I'm going to use a double entendre in every episode because I have bars.
Anyway, it's a GPS podcast where we give you the roadmap to success, and look out for more episodes coming soon. We are going to be giving away some free game on building a business successfully, because we got to go and we got to grow, especially, and I'm going to end it like this, for the black community. The reports out there say that by the year 2053, the black median household income will be $0. So we got to figure out as a community how we can get 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, and keep growing. And follow us. We're going to help you grow your passion into success.